The digital world is like a vast, interconnected city, bustling with activity and endless possibilities. Data flows through networks like rivers, powering our lives and connecting us in ways unimaginable just decades ago. These streams of information are the lifeblood of our modern society, enabling everything from communication to commerce, but this interconnectedness comes with risks. Just as a city can be vulnerable to crime, the digital world is susceptible to cyber threats. Just as cities have locks, alarms, and security guards, the digital world needs its own forms of protection. Enter the hackers, the gatekeepers, and sometimes the intruders of this digital metropolis. These tech-savvy individuals possess the skills to navigate the intricate pathways of the digital world. They understand the complex language of code and the architecture of networks. Think of them as digital explorers, adept at understanding the language of computers and networks. They venture into the unknown, mapping out the digital terrain. Hacking, in its simplest form, is the act of identifying and exploiting weaknesses in computer systems or networks. It's a skill that requires both creativity and technical expertise. It's about finding those hidden backdoors and vulnerabilities that could be used to gain unauthorized access. These weaknesses can be the chinks in the armor of our digital defenses. While often portrayed in a negative light, hacking is essentially a tool. It's a double-edged sword that can be wielded for various purposes. Like any tool, it can be used for good or evil, depending on the intent of the user. The same skills that can breach security can also fortify it. This is where the distinction between different types of hackers becomes crucial. Hacking is often misunderstood, shrouded in myths and misconceptions. Some people imagine hackers as shadowy figures working in dark rooms, driven by malicious intent. This image is perpetuated by movies and media. While this stereotype might hold true for some, it's far from the whole picture. The reality is much more nuanced and diverse. In reality, the world of hacking is as diverse as the people who inhabit it. There are hackers of all kinds, each with their own motivations and methods. Just like in any profession, there are those who operate within the bounds of the law and those who choose to break it. The digital world is no different. Understanding the different motivations and methodologies of these digital explorers is key to appreciating the multifaceted nature of hacking. Some seek knowledge, others seek profit, and some seek to protect. The world needs ethical hackers, those who use their skills for good. They are the unsung heroes of the digital age. These are the white hats, the guardians of the digital realm. They work tirelessly to defend against cyber threats. They are the ones who help us stay one step ahead of the bad guys, ensuring that our data remains secure and our digital lives protected. Their vigilance and expertise are what keep the digital world safe. Not all hackers are created equal. In fact, the term hacker encompasses a wide range of individuals with varying intentions and ethical standards. The world of hacking, much like the real world, is filled with individuals driven by a spectrum of motivations. Some seek to protect, others to exploit, and some simply to explore. This diversity is reflected in the colorful terminology used to categorize hackers based on their ethics and intentions. These categories help us understand the different roles hackers play in the digital ecosystem. Let's break down the key players in this complex landscape. Black hat hackers. These are the cyber criminals, the ones who exploit vulnerabilities for personal gain or malicious purposes. They operate outside the law, often causing significant harm. Driven by profit, revenge, or simply the thrill of disruption, black hats are the antagonists of the digital world. Their actions can lead to severe consequences for individuals and organizations alike. They are the ones responsible for data breaches, identity theft, and other cyber attacks that threaten our privacy and security. Their activities can result in financial loss, reputational damage, and even national security threats. White hat hackers. On the opposite end of the spectrum, we have the white hats, also known as ethical hackers. These individuals use their skills to defend and protect. These digital guardians use their skills for good, working to protect systems and data from malicious actors. They are often employed by organizations to safeguard their digital assets. They are the cybersecurity experts hired by organizations to find and fix vulnerabilities before black hats can exploit them. Their proactive approach helps prevent potential cyber attacks and ensures the integrity of digital systems. Gray hat hackers. Somewhere in between these two extremes lie the gray hats. These hackers walk a fine line between legality and illegality. These hackers often operate in a legal gray area, sometimes accessing systems without permission but without malicious intent. Their actions can be controversial as they may break the law to expose vulnerabilities. Their motivations might range from curiosity to a desire to expose security flaws and force organizations to improve their defenses. While their intentions may not be harmful, their methods can still cause unintended consequences. The lines between these categories can sometimes blur, and the motivations of individual hackers can be complex. Understanding these nuances is essential for a comprehensive view of the hacking world. However, understanding the basic distinctions between black hats, white hats, and gray hats is crucial for navigating the ethical landscape of the hacking world. Each type of hacker plays a different role, and their actions have varying impacts. It's also important to remember that hacking, in its purest form, is not inherently good or evil. It is a skill set that can be used for a wide range of purposes. It's a tool, and like any tool, its impact depends entirely on the hands that wield it. Whether for good or ill, the ethical implications of hacking are determined by the intentions and actions of the hacker. In the digital age, where our lives are increasingly intertwined with technology, the role of white hat hackers has become more critical than ever. They are the unsung heroes of cybersecurity, working tirelessly behind the scenes to protect our data, our privacy, and our digital infrastructure from the constant threat of cyber attacks. White hat hackers are the ethical hackers, the cybersecurity professionals who use their skills for good. They are the digital equivalent of security consultants, hired by organizations to test and improve their digital defenses. Their primary objective is to identify vulnerabilities in systems and networks before malicious actors can exploit them. Think of white hat hackers as ethical burglars. They are given permission to break into an organization's systems, but instead of stealing valuables, they identify weaknesses and vulnerabilities. This process, known as ethical hacking or penetration testing, is a controlled and authorized simulation of a real-world cyber attack. White hat hackers play a vital role in helping organizations understand their security posture. They provide valuable insights into the strengths and weaknesses of their digital defenses, allowing them to make informed decisions about cybersecurity investments and strategies. In an era where cyber attacks are becoming increasingly sophisticated and prevalent, the work of white hat hackers is essential for staying one step ahead of the bad guys. Section 4. Methodology, peeking into a white hat's toolkit. White hat hackers employ a variety of tools and techniques to uncover vulnerabilities and assess the security posture of systems and networks. Their methodology is systematic, combining technical expertise with creative problem-solving to simulate real-world attack scenarios and identify potential weaknesses. Let's delve into some of the key aspects of their toolkit. Reconnaissance. Before launching any attack, white hat hackers gather as much information as possible about their target. This reconnaissance phase involves using open-source intelligence, or OSINT, tools, scanning websites and networks for vulnerabilities, and identifying potential entry points. Scanning. Once they have a basic understanding of the target system, white hat hackers use automated tools to scan for known vulnerabilities. These tools help them identify misconfigured software, outdated plugins, and other weaknesses that could be exploited. Exploitation. With a list of potential vulnerabilities in hand, white hat hackers attempt to exploit these weaknesses to gain unauthorized access. This phase requires a deep understanding of operating systems, networking protocols, and programming languages. Reporting. After completing their assessment, white hat hackers compile a detailed report outlining the vulnerabilities they discovered, the methods they used to exploit them, and recommendations for remediation. This report serves as a roadmap for the organization to improve its security posture and prevent future attacks. Section 5. Vulnerability Assessment, Spotting the Chinks in the Armor. Imagine a medieval castle, its towering walls and fortified gates standing as a testament to its impenetrable defenses. These walls have been built over years, layer upon layer, to protect against any invader. But what if a cunning enemy discovers a hidden passage, a weak point in the mortar, or a forgotten tunnel leading beneath the walls? Such vulnerabilities could render the entire fortress vulnerable to attack. Vulnerability assessments in the digital world are akin to these meticulous inspections of a castle's defenses. Just as a castle must be regularly inspected for weaknesses, so too must our digital systems. Vulnerability assessments are a critical component of white hat hacking, focusing on identifying weaknesses in systems and networks before malicious actors can exploit them. This proactive approach is essential in maintaining robust security. Think of it as a thorough security audit, where white hat hackers take on the role of meticulous inspectors, meticulously examining every nook and cranny of an organization's digital infrastructure. They leave no stone unturned in their quest to secure the system. These assessments involve using a combination of automated tools and manual techniques to scan systems and networks for known vulnerabilities. Automated tools provide a broad sweep, quickly identifying common issues. Automated tools act as the initial line of defense, quickly identifying common weaknesses such as outdated software, misconfigured settings, and known security flaws. They are the first step in a comprehensive vulnerability assessment. However, the real artistry of vulnerability assessment lies in the manual inspection. This is where the expertise and experience of white hat hackers truly shine. White hat hackers, with their deep understanding of cybersecurity principles and attack methodologies, go beyond automated scans, meticulously examining system configurations, analyzing code for potential loopholes, and testing security controls for effectiveness. Their knowledge allows them to see what machines might miss. They approach the task with the mindset of an attacker, thinking like their black hat counterparts to identify vulnerabilities that automated tools might miss. This perspective is crucial in uncovering hidden threats and ensuring comprehensive security.